so we could hit that. Actually, let's go right to Madeleine Rivera, and she's been following the Biden transition ever since Biden was declared president-elect. So, Maddie, what is the latest going into today and tomorrow? And what was this event that he had today with governors around the country?
Yes, well, Biden has been talking about how he wants to work with federal, state, and local officials to find out what they need in order to fight COVID-19. So that was what he discussed today. He had a phone call with the National Governors Association's leadership team. Some of the people on that call included New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, Maryland Governor Larry Hogan, Delaware Governor John Carney, and Alabama Governor Kay Ivey, highlighting the fact that this was a bipartisan call. Biden has always said he wants to work with Republicans and Democrats to, find out solutions. And some of the topics that were discussed on that call included vaccine distribution, mask mandates, something says he was pleased to hear that all the governors seem to agree on. And he also talked about the need for another COVID-19 relief package. A lot of the governors say they need additional funding in order to have a sustainable recovery. So Biden called for support for that, calling on congressional leaders to pass that relief. And so those are some of the things that they talked about today, Andrew.
And Madeleine, also, what's the deal with the General Services Administration? They still have not, quote, ascertained a Biden-Harris victory. And how is that hampering the transition so far? What steps, if any, will the Biden transition take possibly?
Yeah, you've heard Biden talk about all week about how the lack of a formal transition process has really hampered their progress. He can't access a lot of classified information, including vaccine distribution planning, which he says could cost lives. So he's really concerned about that. But at the same time, you heard the Biden transition team say last week that they're not looking to do a food fight with the GSA. And Biden said today that he actually thinks that working with his Republican colleagues will be much more productive and frankly will take less time than it would to take legal action. But at the same time, he did not rule it off of the table. He didn't rule it out. So we'll just have to see what he plans to do, Andrew.
And Madeleine, also, some Republican governors that he met with today, essentially by just being in this meeting, acknowledged a Biden victory. I'm talking about Governor Asa Hutchinson of Arkansas, Governor Kay Ivey of Alabama. So that was, I guess, promising on that front. But there still hasn't been any communication between Senator Mitch McConnell and the president-elect. Do you foresee that happening anytime soon, or maybe not at all?
I'm sure he will have to talk to the Senate Majority Leader at some point. It was interesting because a Pool reporter actually asked him about that question yesterday. He asked, why hasn't Biden spoken to the Senate Majority Leader? And Biden jokingly said that he said there was a lot of things to do, or maybe he wasn't joking around about that, but he said there were a lot of other things to talk about. But, we'll just have to see when he plans to talk to the Senate Majority Leader. But I'm assuming, he should talk to him at some point in order to get some work done. Andrew?
And Madeleine, yeah, that'll be quite crucial, especially as there have been reports of the Biden transition kind of previewing these cabinet announcements, and some of those will have to go in front of the Senate for confirmation, obviously. What news do we have on that front? I was seeing earlier.
No news just yet. He hasn't announced any more cabinet picks. And he has been saying all week news about senior staff and no cabinet picks. But he was asked about his Treasury Secretary, and he told the reporter who asked that question that he will announce it around Thanksgiving. So, again, that's something that we will have to, I guess, keep our eyes peeled.
All right, Fox's own Madeleine Rivera there with all the updates out of the Biden-Harris transition in Wilmington, Delaware. Madeleine, thanks so much.
Thanks, Andrew.
All right, and